John Walker, the most misunderstood Captain America. Coming right after heroes who made saving the world look easy, John Walker walked into a role no one wanted him to have. The moment he held the shield, people turned on him. He wasn't Steve Rogers. He could never be. And instead of being given time, he was crushed by expectations from the start. Every move he made was watched. Every mistake felt unforgivable. But John Walker was never trying to be a symbol. He was trying to do a job. He was a trained soldier who believed in service and order. War had already taken a toll on him, and the pressure only made it worse. When he took the Super Soldier Serum, it amplified both his strength and his flaws, leading to moments that shocked viewers and sealed his reputation. By choosing to fight for others instead of chasing approval, he took real steps toward redemption. Kraglin, the Guardian who grew into the role. If John Walker showed us how heavy expectations can break a person, Kraglin shows us how patience can quietly build one. When we first met Kraglin, he was easy to miss. Just another Ravager. Loud, rough, and always standing behind someone bigger. He wasn't a hero, and he definitely wasn't a Guardian. At least, not yet. Kraglin started as Yondu's right-hand man, but after Yondu died, something changed. Kraglin didn't suddenly become confident or perfect. He struggled. He doubted himself. Learning to use Yondu's fin wasn't easy, and failing in front of others made it worse. By the time the Guardians truly became a family, Kraglin had earned his place in it. Not through power, but through growth. He stayed loyal. He stepped up when needed. Kraglin proves that not all heroes start strong. Some grow slowly, stumble often, and still end up exactly where they belong. Okoye, Wakanda's unwavering shield. As we move from quiet growth to quiet strength, Okoye stands tall without ever asking for attention. She doesn't talk much about herself. She doesn't need to. The way she walks, fights, and stands her ground says everything. From the first moment we meet her, it's clear she exists for one purpose: to protect Wakanda no matter the cost. What makes Okoye truly powerful isn't just her skill with a spear, it's her loyalty. When her heart and her duty collide, she chooses duty, even when it hurts. That choice is painful, and you can see it on her face. She carries that weight without complaint. No speeches, no excuses, just resolve. Standing next to gods, super soldiers, and armored heroes, Okoye never feels out of place. She earns her spot every time she steps into battle. Jimmy Woo, the agent who earned respect quietly. After warriors and soldiers who fought on the front lines, Jimmy Woo reminds us that heroism can be quiet. When we first meet him, he seems almost forgettable. Just another government agent doing paperwork and asking questions. He's polite, he smiles a lot, and at first, no one really takes him seriously. But Jimmy Woo never stops doing his job the right way. He listens instead of shouting. He shows respect even when others don't return it. Over time, you notice something important. He's observant, he's patient, and he's actually very good at what he does. Whether tracking missing persons or dealing with reality-bending chaos, Jimmy stays calm and focused. Louise, the unlikely heart of the Ant-Man films. If Jimmy Woo showed up as quiet competence, Louise shows us heart in its purest form. From the moment he opens his mouth, you know you're in for something different. Luis isn't a fighter or a genius inventor. He's just a guy who talks fast, cares deeply, and somehow makes every situation lighter. And that matters more than it seems. Luis is Scott Lang's best friend and biggest supporter. He believes in Scott even when the world doesn't. His long, rambling stories are funny, yes, but they also reveal something real. Luis listens. He remembers details. He connects people. In a universe full of chaos, he brings warmth and normalcy that keeps the story grounded. When Luis was missing, fans felt it immediately. Not because the action suffered, but because the soul did. He reminds us why these heroes fight in the first place. Heimdall, Asgard's overlooked guardian. After the warmth and humor Luis brings, Heimdall reminds us of the heroes who stand alone. Quiet, watchful, always on duty. Heimdall doesn't joke or seek attention. He stands at the edge of Asgard, seeing everything, guarding everyone, and asking for nothing in return. His presence is calm, but his responsibility is massive. With his all-seeing eyes, Heimdall protects the Nine Realms long before danger reaches them. He warns Thor. He defies Odin when he must. Even stripped of his title, he continues to serve in secret. Heimdall knows what is right, and he follows the path even when it costs him his place and his safety. In his final moments, Heimdall does what he has always done. He protects others. Sending Hulk to Earth wasn't flashy, but it saved half the universe. Heimdall's strength wasn't loud. It was steady. He didn't need glory or praise. He only needed to do his duty. Sharon Carter, the hero pushed into the shadows. After Heimdall showed us what silent duty looks like, Sharon Carter reminds us what happens when loyalty goes unrewarded. From the beginning, Sharon was doing the right thing without anyone noticing. She helped Steve Rogers when it put her own career at risk. She believed in ideals, not institutions, and that choice followed her everywhere. When the world turned its back on Captain America, it also turned its back on her. Branded a traitor after the Civil War, Sharon was cut off from her home, her job, and her support system. While others were forgiven, she was forced to survive alone. But she adapted in ways that shocked people who only remembered her as the nice agent. Sharon shows the cost of being principled in a broken system, and why heroes left behind don't always come back the same. Yondu Udonta, the outlaw who became a father. After heroes defined by duty and honor, Yondu Udonta enters the story looking like chaos. He's introduced as a space pirate with a short temper, sharp whistle, and very loose morals. At first glance, Yondu feels like a threat, a greedy pirate driven only by profit. But that surface impression is exactly why he's so easy to underestimate. What slowly becomes clear is that Yondu made one choice that changed everything. He didn't deliver Peter Quill to Ego. That single act of defiance mattered more than all his crimes combined. Yondu raised Peter the only way he knew how. Through toughness, survival, and lessons that were harsh but meant to prepare him for a dangerous universe. He wasn't gentle, but he was present. Yondu's final decision reveals the truth. He gives his life so Peter can live. No speeches, no redemption tour, just action. He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. In that moment, Yondu earns his place as one of the MCU's most human legends. Maria Hill, Fury's most dependable ally. If Yondu was love expressed too late, Maria Hill was loyalty expressed every day. She never wore a cape. She never sought attention. But when Nick Fury needed someone he could trust without question, Maria Hill was always there. From alien invasions to global apocalypses, Maria stayed calm while everyone else burned. She handled logistics, intelligence, and impossible decisions while heroes fought on the front lines. When Fury disappeared, she kept things moving. When secrets piled up, she carried them without complaint. Maria Hill represents the people who hold the world together quietly. No speeches, no glory, just competence and trust. Her importance wasn't flashy, but when she was gone, the MCU felt less stable. And that absence proved just how valuable she really was. Nebula, the survivor who fought her way into family. After Maria Hill's steady strength, Nebula reminds us that survival itself can be heroic. Introduced as a villain, Nebula was shaped by cruelty from the beginning. Thanos didn't train her. He punished her. Every loss meant pain. Every failure meant she lost a part of herself. Nebula's anger was never about power. It was about abuse. Over time, that rage turned inward, then outward, and finally into honesty. She confronted her past, made peace with Gamora, and slowly learned what family actually means. Nebula never became soft. She became free. By choosing the Guardians, she chose herself. And that journey from broken weapon to chosen sister makes her one of the MCU's most powerful characters, even without striking a single heroic pose.